Are you tired of feeling like learning literally takes forever? Because same, whether it's a class, a skill, or something you promised yourself you'd figure out this weekend, it's wild how fast your motivation drops the moment you realize it might take hours, or days, or way more patience than you signed up for. But here's the wild part, learning something fast isn't actually about working harder. Most people grind for hours in the totally wrong way. And the faster learning method? It's weirdly simple, almost too simple. And once you hear it, you're going to start noticing it everywhere on YouTube, in textbooks, in every class you ever took, and you'll realize why nobody explained it properly. Let me ask you something real. Have you ever watched a random person on TikTok explain a topic in 30 seconds and thought, wait, why was that easier than my professor's entire lecture? Yeah, that moment right there is your brain basically yelling, hey, there's actually a faster way to learn things, please stop torturing us. And here's where it gets interesting. This one approach, one that top students, self-taught creators, and even people learning wild skills like coding or languages use, that lets your brain absorb information way faster without all the rereading, rewatching, and relearning. I'm going to tell you exactly what that method is, but before I do, let me just say this. Once you understand why it works, you can slap it onto literally anything: math, writing, anatomy, music, career skills, whatever you're trying to level up in. All right, let's get into it. So the secret to learning anything fast? Active learning. I know sounds basic. You've probably heard the phrase somewhere. But what nobody tells you is how to use it in a way that actually cuts your study time in half. Most people learn by doing passive stuff, rereading notes, highlighting things just to feel productive, rewatching videos, listening to lectures while scrolling, taking cute notes that look great but absorb nothing. Passive learning feels good, but it's slow, painfully slow. Your brain reads the words, but it doesn't lock anything in. Active learning flips that. It forces your brain to retrieve the information like pulling a file out of a cabinet instead of staring at the cabinet, hoping the knowledge jumps into your head. That retrieval part is where the magic happens. Every time you make your brain pull the info out on its own, it strengthens the memory like a muscle lifting weight. Do it a few times, and suddenly the topic goes from huh to, oh yeah, I know this. So what actually counts as active learning? Here are the most effective ones. 1. Active recall, the cheat code of studying. It's basically this. Instead of reviewing, you quiz yourself from memory. Close the notes, close the textbook, and try to explain it. If you can explain it out loud like you're teaching a friend who missed class, you know it. If you can't, that's where the real learning starts. Teaching the concept even to an imaginary student. This one feels goofy but works insanely well. When you try to teach something, you instantly notice the parts you don't actually understand. Your brain can't fake it. It exposes the gaps in your knowledge, which means you know exactly what to fix. Breaking down the idea in your own words, not copying, not rewriting, translating, taking a confusing idea and turning it into the version your brain actually understands. Doing small practice reps instead of long cram sessions. Your brain learns faster when you give it multiple little hits of the information instead of one giant session that fries your attention span. In short, passive learning feels easy, learns nothing. Active learning feels harder, learns fast, and fast is what we're here for. All right, now let's get into the part that actually matters. How do you use active learning to learn anything fast in real life without turning your room into a battlefield of scattered notes? Here is a super simple, super repeatable method. Use it for anything: school subjects, job skills, creative stuff, whatever. Step 1. Get the quick overview first. Before diving deep, get the big picture. Watch a short video. Skim the chapter. Read a quick explanation. You're not trying to memorize anything. You just want your brain to know, oh, okay, this is what we're talking about. Think of it like loading the map before playing the game. The overview gives your brain a framework, so learning the details becomes way easier. Step 2. Close everything and explain it from memory. Yup, right after you get the overview. Don't worry if you feel like you barely know anything. That's actually the point. Try to explain it like you're telling a friend who just asked, yo, what's this thing? Do it out loud, or write it down, or pretend you're making a 30-second video about it. Doesn't matter, just do it from memory. This step literally tells your brain, oh, we're actually using this info? Bet. And it starts building the memory right away. Step 3. Check what you missed. This part is where you learn. Fast. Go back to the material and compare it to what you explained. You'll see the holes instantly. That part was fuzzy. I forgot this detail. Oh, that actually makes way more sense now. This is why active learning works so well. You get instant feedback on where to put your energy. Instead of studying everything, you study the exact parts that matter. Step 4. Break the topic into mini questions. Take the main idea and write 5-10 small questions about it. Stuff like, why does this happen? How does this work? What's the difference between X and Y? When would you use this? What's an example of it in real life? These questions force your brain to understand, not just memorize. This is where learning starts feeling fun, not painful. Step 5. Answer those questions from memory. Again, not looking, not checking notes, just straight from your brain. Every time you do this, your understanding gets deeper and more solid. You're building the fast recall muscle without realizing it. Step 6. Teach the whole thing to someone or fake someone. This is the part where everything clicks. Teach it like you're explaining it to a friend who's one deadline away from dropping the class. Make it clear. Make it simple. Make it make sense. If you can teach it without stumbling every 2 seconds, you've learned it fast. If you struggle, you know exactly where to fix things. Step 7. Do microscopic reviews, not huge study sessions, tiny ones. Like 5 minutes the next day, 3 minutes 2 days later, 2 minutes a week later. Your brain basically goes, oh, this again? Yeah, I know this. And you keep the knowledge without grinding for hours. This is how people learn fast without studying all day. Here's the whole system in one clean loop. 1. Overview. 2. Explain from memory. 3. Check gaps. 4. Create mini questions. 5. Answer from memory. 6. Teach it. 7. Do tiny spaced reviews. Repeat that loop and y'all learn almost anything faster than the average student who's stuck rereading notes for the 10th time. You'll stop cramming. You'll stop studying for hours but learning nothing. And you'll actually start understanding things the first time around. So, yeah, learning fast isn't about being smart or gifted or drinking 5 cups of coffee and hoping for a miracle. It's about using your brain the way it's actually designed to learn, by pulling information out, not shoving it in. Try this for just one topic seriously, just one, and you'll feel the difference instantly. It's like switching from pushing a car uphill to turning the engine on. Learning isn't supposed to feel impossible. You just need the right method, and now you've got it.